Okay, now we're going to talk about simplifying each expression. Notice there's an operator here. Now, this doesn't tell us to name the excluded values, but if there are variables in the denominator where you could end up with a zero, you would still, it's still best to at least know what the denominator can't equal. So when you're simplifying fractions, in this case, remember you can simplify vertically if possible, or you can simplify diagonally. This is why. Let's say you have 4/5 times 5/8. The reason we can see how diagonally those things can be simplified, but notice when we're multiplying, the numerator says 4 times 5. Well, we could write that as 5 times 4. And then the denominator we could leave as 5 times 8. And now look at vertically they simplify. So that's one reason why you can simplify vertically, because you can rearrange things when everything's being multiplied. So vertically, 6 over 5x can't simplify. But look at here. 6x over 4x, x divided x cancels to 1. And 6 over 4, they both have a 2 in common. So that would leave us with 6 over 5x times 6/4. They both have a 2 in common. 2 times 3, 2 times 2. So that simplifies to 3/2. And now we can check. Ooh, look at what we have here. Diagonally again, 6 divide 2, that can cancel again. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 3 times. So what we have is 3 in the numerator, we have 3 times 3. In the denominator, we have 5x times that invisible 1. So that gives us 9 over 5x. For those of you that prefer simplifying at the end, look at what we could have done. We could have done it this way. 6 times 6x is 36x. In the denominator, 5x times 4x is 20x times x. Well, look at what happens. One of those x's cancel. And then 36 and 20, they both share a 4. So 36 is 4 times 9. 20x is 4 times 5x. 4 divide 4 cancels. That also leaves you with 9 over 5x. So there's two different ways. You could simplify it at the very end like I did there. All right. So this one is fairly straightforward. Those 8's will cancel immediately. So that'll be 1. That's 1 times a squared. Now multiply numerator with numerator. 8a times a squared, so that's 8a to the first. And then down below, that's 3 times 1. So you have, remember the laws of exponents, 8 to the first times 8 squared. When you multiply powers of the same base, you add the exponents. So 8a cubed over 3. Let's see if there's, now we've got, let's go down to number 16. Okay, so first, let's focus vertically. That's pretty easy. 2 ends cancel, leaving invisible 1 there, invisible 1 there. And then let's see if there's anything over here that can cancel vertically. Nope. So now let's look diagonally. This n subtract 6 over here, diagonally in the denominator. So that cancels to 1. That cancels to 1. And now look at what we have. We have 1 times n plus 7 over n minus 1 times n plus 4. Well, 1 times n plus 7 is just n plus 7. And then n times n is n squared. N times 4 is 4n. Negative 1 times n is negative 1n. When you add those two together, you get positive 3n. And then negative 1 times positive 4 is negative 4. So this is the simplified answer. Now, if you had to name the excluded values, you would have n can't equal 0, n can't equal 1, n can't equal negative 4, or positive 6. So these would be the list. So negative 4, 0, 1, and 6 would be the excluded values. Those are all of the values that would cause the denominator to be a 0. All right, let's see if there is. So this one is not factored yet, so that's what you'd want to do here. Because vertically, this first part right here, you can't simplify. And we can't simplify the numerator above with the denominator because there are 3 things there. So we're going to find factors of negative 40 that add up to positive 6. So positive 10, negative 4, multiply to be negative 40. 10 subtract 4 equals 6. So we're going to rewrite this as 1 over m plus 10. Now we're multiplying. So we have plus 10 minus 4. So we have m plus 10, m subtract 4, all over 4m squared. Well, now look at what we can do diagonally. Those two things cancel, leaving that invisible 1. So now what we have is 1 times m subtract 4, which is m subtract 4. And then 4m squared times 1 is 4m squared. Now, if you think you can cancel the m's right there, false. When there is a plus or minus sign between two values, that means that's a statement, that's a thing. You would have to have, there would have had to have been an m there, an m here, or maybe this would be m cubed. All 3 of these would have had to have been m's for anything to cancel, since that is a subtract sign. So this is the simplified value. And then again, if you are going to find the excluded values, the opposite of 10, m can't equal negative 10. And what zeroes out 4m squared? Well, that's just a multiplier. So if you put a 0 in there, 0 squared is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. So the other number, and again, it's not asking you to list the excluded values, but it's a good idea to know how to do those. All right, that's it for this one.